And we are live. Welcome everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. I will do a sound check in a few moments. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Magi-Knights Awakening. This is a magical girl and Super Sentai inspired tabletop RPG where you get to confront mythos-like horrors. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. A moment please while I check the sound. Sound is good. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website, excuse me. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released Savage Swords. This is a Conan-inspired tabletop role-playing game where you get to explore ancient civilizations and confront forgotten nightmares. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. This time I am continuing the You Will Die Here Tonight campaign. I need to find that giant spider that escaped me in the previous encounter. Spider took the key that I need. That doesn't make sense. Why would a spider take a key? Or maybe it got tangled in the spider web. Who knows? Its sticky body. Either way, I'm getting the ammunition. Let's see if I have my weapons. I have my normal gun, my magnum, my shotgun. I'm going to be using the magnum. And when I run out of magnum bullets against the spider, let me check to see the yes. Yes and yes. Okay. I'm going to switch to the shotgun. Alright. We need to go to the third floor. Third floor, third floor. It was to the right. No, maybe I'll take the shortcut from the main section of the house. I think it's safer. Up here. To the right. Uh-huh. I hope I don't bump into any of those zombie mates. Because it's very annoying when they... What? When they bite you, you have to go all the way back and spend a dose of the IV cure. Maybe we should try the elevator. Ah, no, that's the shortcut. So silly of me. I could have actually used that shortcut from below. Okay. Here's where I fought the spider. Double check, perhaps. I wish I had a flashlight. You cannot tell because in YouTube it shows much brighter. The grand fireplace is filled with hammocks of rotting flesh. The smell is overpowering. But here in my computer, it looks very dark. Stains and contorted impressions in the bedding suggest... Yeah, I already checked that. Okay. Okay. Weird, looks like there's another section on the right. How to get there, who knows? Careful now, because I suspect there are many little spiders. First aid kit, but I don't have room. Of course I do. Look, I have a slot. Pick it up. Uh, for whatever reason, I cannot carry another first aid kit. But well, we shall make a mental note about the location. Spiders are skittering in and out of the teapot as they drag small pieces of flesh across the plates and cups. Mountains of dead spiders have been half-eaten and buried in black ashes. What? Who ate the spiders? Who was hungry for spiders' necks? What? This is a dead end? Yes. Cobwebs cover the bed like a gentle layer of frost. Oh, I don't want to know what's inside those cocoons. Yeah, I know. Fuck. Then where to? The damn spider took the key. Hmm. So we fought the spider. And it went through the chimney. This guy doesn't want to go through the chimney. The fireplace. I know, I know. It doesn't look like there's another door here. Ah, this is the place where I came from. Doesn't make sense. Use the elevator. Ah, we can go. We can choose the. No, no. I'm currently in third floor. Fuck. No, we cannot. Okay. Because this elevator takes us down here. Maybe I should speak with the computer to see if it has something useful to say. Computer. The computer called Kurokun. Pursue master. Key required. Third floor of structure. Prepare for severe combat. Yes, but the spider went away. Computer, the spider. Let me check the guides. Let's see, let's see. Statue rotation, no. Animal head puzzle, no. Field night padlock, no. Organ trending puzzle, that sounds useful. No, I've solved all the puzzles. I should explore Uh, let's go back to the garden just in case. No, it's not the garden, it's just like the back garden, I think. We have the helicopter. Because I need to get through this door. But it's locked. A plaque beneath the statue signifies an order of knights that once protected the aristocratic ancestors of the Breckenridge family. So the Breckenridges were Greek. This mission is really turning into a crime figure outing guy. What? Turning me into a crime figure outing guy. A crime investigator. No. I need that spider key. Mm. It's the only thing that I can think of. Explore the west section of the house. But it doesn't make sense. Why would they give you access to the third floor? If you were just going to enter and fight a spider and the key would disappear. Stop! Alright. And we have this garden. This is also suspicious. You have this archer, but the arrow is missing. But I don't have anything that looks like an arrow. Maybe it's on the third floor. Yeah, I know. I've examined already. And then table. Dining room. Small chest that I already opened. A graveyard of charred rubble and scorched metal blocks your path. Damn, this must have been a crazy fire. No getting through here without more fire? Yeah. This is the place where I got the shotgun. No. Ah. I don't think I've opened this door. No, it's the same. Yes. I didn't. I had not yet opened that door, but it leads to the same place. We go to the second floor. Let me check the forums. Maybe somebody has already asked Spider. Spider. Uh, the spider just jumped away. Ah, no. That's a bug. No, no. Mm-mm. Insects. I thought there would be like a threat saying, where do I go after the spider? Ah, that looks interesting. Uh, I've just crashed the no, crashed the helicopter twice. What? Mm-mm. But didn't they say something about the spider? I just killed the boss spider in the attic. Now I went to the garden, unable to proceed. It was written by Samurai Jones. Crashed the helicopter twice. Weird. I guess I'll explore the west part of the second floor. This is the wet area where I got the brush. Where could the spider be? The door cannot be opened. There was also another place with a spider webs covered fireplace. What if it's like another hideout of the spider? I'll try to find that room. Yes, I know, the banister won't allow me to drop the statue, I know. A ram may or may not be an Aries, yeah, I know. The door cannot be opened. This is the animal puzzle room. Okay, this is where I got the magnum. Been here. Wasn't there a door here? I'm sure there was a door. Where is it? No door? Come on, there has to be a door. No, no door here. Go to the right. Here! A fireplace this unused means a chimney filled with one thing, raccoons. Raccoon City. Spider is not here. I thought it would be like the spider hideout. Ah, then it has to be here in the third floor. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Spider disappears, takes the key, and it is nowhere to be found. Unless you have to go underground to see if you find it down there, but that's another option. Because we have this suspicious looking elevator here. I already took it, and it leads you to back to the computer area. Spider was in this room. Disappeared with the key. This guy doesn't want to enter the fireplace because he says that it's filled with corpses or whatnot. Oh, so annoying. You can see like there is another area on the right, but how can you... Welcome, that Mr. A. Welcome, Nero, Jaguar. Mr. A is a legend, be warned. Ah, really? Legend in video games or in life in general, or is he from the Virtual Virtues channel? I'm guessing there should be like a way to go to the right. Arrgh. Maybe there is a YouTube video. Hey, don't scare him out. Don't scare him or me. I'm going to search for a video. I wonder. Because that spider is nowhere to be seen. How can a spider so huge disappear just like that? So, you will die here tonight. Walk through. Walk through. There we go. I hope you guys have been doing great today. For me, it's a very busy day because I need to finish a bunch of stuff. Because tomorrow I have to get up extra early. Going to do a live stream with a VTuber from Madagascar. So I'm going to have to get up really, really early. You'll die here tonight. Excellent. This is the walkthrough. Now I just need to locate the part with the spider. Ah, I found it. Fighting the spider. Oh, but he's in a different room. Wait a minute, how did he get here? What? How did he get access to that place? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so... Okay, I am finding out what exactly I need to do. He's just Mediterranean bark. Ah! I see. Oh, but if you're not Nordic, you're not white. You need to be blonde and blue-eyed. Otherwise, you're not true. You're not pure. Now, okay, the guy goes into the room where I went. Aha, exactly. He fights the spider. Beats the spider goes away. Excellent, now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to see what this guy does. Spider disappears. And then this guy is recharging bullets. Aha, found the diary. I also found the diary. He walks around aimlessly. To the left. Oh well. How the fuck is one supposed to see that bathroom? I swear. I swear. So there is a bathroom here. But I even like hug the there we go. Uh and why is it okay? What's here? First aid kit. No room to carry it. The painting is distinctly turned to one side. Tilted? Yes. Moving this picture made a huge wall noise. I'd better stop touching it before the entire house collapses. Oh, the toilet. The toilet is filled with filthy standing water. Reach into the toilet? Oh, fuck. I guess I have to do it. You plunge your arm into the unspeakable liquid. Magnum bullets. Hey, well, that was totally worth it. Now I can easily kill the spider. And I fight it again. But there was this noise. Wait, what? Fill me in. I watched that Shunner thing. So he insulted your role-playing friends? That saga was brutal. Yeah, and believe it or not, they developed Stockholm Syndrome. Big Bad RPG was later started to lick the balls of Shunner. And then RPG Grandma also. Those guys, I tell you, they are not right in the head. Silent Hill style, yeah, they all getting the hand in the toilet. They there's so much social engineering in science fiction YouTube to the point that people start to worship their attackers. It is an insane world we live in, and only the sane must do something about it. Chandler was some boomer that pretended to be a dungeon master and talked trash to beginners, exactly, to sum things up. You forgot to mention that he worked for a certain organization, right? And his father designed science fiction weapons YouTube for that organization. Chandler, if you watch the Psionics video, I think it's in that video where Chandler also mentioned that he got put into jail. How funny that all of those like celebs, old men that try to be the internet daddies for others, they end up in jail, and when they go out of jail, they start to preach a very interesting tune, a very interesting message. So we heard the sound of something moving, like a wall moving. Maybe it's here? Yes, it's here. Yes, it's here. Double check. Oh, okay. And he was also saying that a certain thing that I cannot mention here in YouTube, that it was, oh, just some people are allergic to it, that's all. He wanted so many people, he was in favor of reducing the world population in science fiction. When the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed, he was so sad. You know, the monument that says that you need to keep the population in check. A large dusty trunk. Open it? Yes. You open the trunk. Grenade launcher magazine. That's going to be for the final boss. Permanently increases the number of rounds in the storage box by 1. He also perpetuated the lie about the science fiction YouTube about, let's call it space. You know, the thing that is up there that is called space, despite the many videos, even here in YouTube, that show how that certain organization that's nasal without the L has been using green screen and wires, Photoshop. Did he have the adrenaline? No, I don't think he ever consumed that because it's saved for certain members of the inner circle. You need to go a bit higher, and he was not very high in the hierarchy, or low, you could say, in the hierarchy. I mean, I guess you could also, let's see, cobwebs on the briefcase are suggestive of a forgotten former life. I guess you could also acquire it on your own, right? That substance, but it would be considerably more difficult to hide it if you don't have the support of the entire group. First aid kit. Yeah, I don't have any room. Oh, the key. No, 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 no. Here we go. Here we go. You're supposed to be teeny tiny. I'm gonna fuck you up. Where is it? Can you see it? Oh, fuck. There we go. Switch it to shotgun. There you go. Fucking spider. You're dead. Where are you? What? Oh, fuck. The children. The children of the spider. Ah! The children of the spider. Fucking face huggers. Where are you? Ah! Finally! Yeah, damn. This guy's pretty based. Thanks. You thought being a giant spider would save you, but you forgot about one thing. I'm an asshole. Ah! Yes, the power of being an asshole to your enemies. It is a great power. With great power comes great responsibility. The garden gate key. I can't wait to get to the garden, find the team, and take off in our chopper. I'm pretty sure we brought a chain gun for shooting at guys while we fly away. Awesome. What? What? The spider? Oh, I thought it was still alive. Have you ever played Shadowrun? Can you believe it that I have so many things Shadowrun related, the video games, the tabletop RPG, and I've never played it. I know, I even like for the purposes of a review, I created my character, ran like a solo scenario, but I never run it for a group. I need to do that one of these days. Maybe we should do that. Nero, that Mr. A. If one of these days you have like free time, and of course I am done with a couple of campaigns that I'm running, we should do a Shadowrun campaign. Shotgun shells, excellent. What's this? Bullets. I played that more than Dungeons and Dragons. It was super fun. Oh, incredible. I am so envious. I always wanted to play a lot of Shadowrun. But sometimes it depends a lot on the people, right? On the group. If you're like, hey, let's play Shadowrun, and everybody's like, no, I'm not into it, no. Cyberpunk with magic and fantasy races, yeah, the trolls. I love the trolls. Trolls look really cool. In my case, my almost all of my groups were rather into just fantasy without the sci-fi. Large dusty trunk. I'm a tabletop noob. Luckily, Shonner didn't groom me. Yeah, and it's so easy to play tabletop RPGs. The game master describes a situation. You are in front of a cave. The entrance is covered with blood. There are weeds and wild plants everywhere. And then you describe your action. I pull out my pistol and my dagger and step carefully through the cavern entrance. You know? And then the game master tells you what happens, or if you need to make a roll, a strange tentacle thing with stingers jumps from the ceiling, trying to attach itself to your face. Roll dexterity or whatever. Roll a saving throw, and you and then you describe how you're going to attack it. It's like super simple. It's like the most simple thing in the world. Ladder? No, nothing here. In fact, I'm going to share with you guys. I was going to save this for a video, but I think it's a good. I could even do a video later on. But just to sum things up, the further traumas of Shunner. Shunner reminds me of some people that I have encountered throughout my life. I would call it the Game Master Trauma Syndrome. Because there was another guy that actually clashed with Shunner, but they didn't realize they were so alike. They were almost two peas in a pod. The main difference being that the other guy, let's call him. I really don't want to like to smear him because as bad as he was in several ways, he was not like a complete ass, no, like a complete bad guy like Shunner. Let's call him Older Bag. Older Bag was like the good version of Shunner, but still pretty bad. And they both experienced the death of their dungeon masters. Shunner 2. Shunner 2, that's a good idea, Mr. A. Shunner 2. Shunner 2, his dungeon master died when he was very young. He only played like a few sessions of Dungeons and Dragons, and his dungeon master died. He never played tabletop RPGs after that. He spent decades not playing tabletop RPGs, and still Shunner 2. Shunner 2 criticized others when he had less than a month of experience playing tabletop RPGs. Imagine living to your 60 something, like he was like 63, I think, and criticizing others while not playing tabletop RPGs in your life ever. Like, and that's the other thing with Shunner. Shunner also experienced the death of his dungeon master. Shunner only played a single game of Dungeons and Dragons. Then his dungeon master went to Vietnam. His dungeon master got killed in Vietnam. And then Shunner never played tabletop RPGs again as a player character. Never, never. And yet, he decided to criticize others for not knowing how to play tabletop RPGs. So, what a fucking imbecile. He doesn't know crap about tabletop RPGs and he's telling others how to play tabletop RPGs? What the fuck? And his simps. The fucking simps that he has. This low IQ guy, Crispy. He was like, oh well, the people can tell you how to roleplay if they haven't roleplayed. If you don't know crap about martial arts, you're not going to tell someone about how to do martial arts. If you don't know how to paint, you're not going to tell someone how to paint. If you are blind, you're not going to tell someone, you're not going to describe the colors. It's the same fucking thing. Dungeons and Dragons remote shell shock. That's a good way to put it, Mr. A. Because I have seen this not only in the case of Shunner and Shunner 2. I have also seen it in other cases in college. There was this other guy. His dungeon master died. Never played tabletop RPGs again. Other guy in high school. His dungeon master didn't die, but they got into a fight. Never played tabletop RPGs again. And yet still they criticized others on how they play tabletop RPGs. It was ridiculous. So it has to be a syndrome. I should include it as part of a video. That's a very interesting, like a tidbit, right? Like there could be something there. Now we can go to the other. That's why I don't tell anyone how to do anything. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, yeah. And even if you do tell them, you should provide ways on how to do it, right? Let's say that you are really good at fighting. You have been there. You can tell someone, no, when you throw a punch, you're winding up and telegraphing telegraphing the punch. The opponent is going to see it coming, and you could tell him, no, shoot straight, straight, quick jab, and only if the opponent staggers a little bit, then you can wind up or do like a double hit face and kidney. You give those tips, right? Because you know what you are talking about. But Shonner, like, he was like, look at this guy asking questions to the game master. Yeah, and so tell us how to do it the right way. He didn't know because he didn't know crap. The thing about tabletop RPGs is that you don't ask questions to the game master because everything can be figured out through roleplay. Instead of, can I look inside of the box? What's inside of the box? No. I approach the box and look inside of it. Then the game master tells you all the information. The immersion is preserved. Instead of saying, uh, what is the color of the flag at the top of the building? Who are you talking to? The game master doesn't exist. There is no game master in the fictional world. I look at the banner to appreciate its color. Instead of saying, can I can I use my tools to open the door? No, no. Can I use my spell? No, no, no. Instead of asking, just do it. Do it. Has Varg ever recorded a Dungeons and Dragons session? No. And based on our conversation, Varg is also. Can I kill the Medoid? Can I verify if the person is pure? Does the person have blue eyes and blonde hair? He plays like that. They all do that. They never learned how to roleplay because their roleplay pedigree, their knowledge, they obtained it from Gary Gygax. Gary Gygax never knew shit about roleplay. It was Dave Arneson. Dave Arneson was the one who came up with roleplaying, with the role-playing idea. Gary Gygax was the one who took Dave Arneson's chaotic notes and organized them in a workable system. But he never understood how to roleplay. He's the one that came with the what do you do? You are standing in front of the castle gate. What do you do now? What do you intend to do? What are your plans? What are you doing? So a lot of people feel very, very disillusioned with tabletop RPGs because they think it's a ask questions game or have a conversation game instead of a role-playing game. They are missing out big time. I didn't know you could get out into the garden. But why is this blocked? It's like a wall? Ah, what? Why is it dark? No, I'm not. What? I'm not stepping out because I think that's a bug. Role-playing is the opposite of projecting your insecurities. Yes, I think that is true. Because you're playing a role of someone else, and you keep on doing it, despite what you would think of as cringe or embarrassing, because you're playing a role. Maybe the character that you are role playing as is very different from yourself. That is true. I think that's also something that is an obstacle for some guys, including that was an obstacle for Shonner 1 and Shonner 2. By the way, Shonner 2 also died. So there is that as well. He died the same year as Shonner. The boomer death. Wait a minute, this is a bug, definitely a bug. I just got out of the garden and I can't go back in. What? This is a bug. And they both didn't want to show how they roleplayed because they were ashamed or afraid of their performance. The curse of the Shoners, indeed. You could also say it's within the boomer programming, right? Because a lot of boomers, they grow used to eating their Big Macs, their Domino's pizza, their Pizza Hut. They drink their soda, they eat their Doritos. So it's the terrible diet. Another thing that Barg also does. Did he die playing Bethesda game too? I don't know, Nero. That's a good question. That would be super cursed, right? Skyrim. Imagine if he died playing Skyrim or Fallout. But yeah, there are some very weird similarities, and I also criticize that about Barg. Natural, the simple life, and you're eating Twix and eating Doritos and whatnot. And what? Did your ancestors also eat Twix? Are you kidding me? Did you see that disgusting? I got traumatized with that photo of the cake that he gave to his children, covered with Twix bar. He proudly said, "Oh, it's covered in Twix bars." Fuck! Ding dong lattes. Don't forget about that. Exactly. Yeah, Nero, you told me that's true. The boomer programming, it is so awful. If there are any boomers out there watching this video, please break free from that. Those chemicals are not good. This is science fiction YouTube. Here we all support the mainstream. We all enjoy delicious chemicals. Pay no hit YouTube. This is a mainstream channel. I have to restart the game because that is a bug. Exit to title. Yes. Good thing I saved the game. Continue. Ding Dong Lattes provided 80% of gamer nutrition. The Bark Twix cake needs to become a legend. I know. Somebody needs to find that picture. Sadly, I only saw it in 4chan. One of my viewers told me, "Did you see what Bark just did?" And I was like, "What? What did he do now? Oh no, what did he do now?" And then he shows me the Twix cake photograph. But it was in 4chan. And you know that 4chan recently got attacked. So I don't know if somebody saved that image. But it was gross. One of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. This huge cake covered. It had like how many bars? Like 12? I haven't seen it. Can you post it? Yeah, I don't have the image. I should have saved it. But like, it's not my like pastime, right? To save the images of the crazy things Bark does. Yeah, can't believe that. Yes, the noble Vikings. Yeah, you need to search for it. It must be somewhere in the internet, right? Once it's in the internet, it cannot be gone. Ah, there he is. Yes, the guy with the keys. Could be a trap. Let's explore on the side. The black metal of the gate is more reminiscent of a prison than a garden. Usually I save those images. Maybe we can find it. Who knows? I'll keep you guys updated if I ever find it. Ah, zombie. Oh, it's armed. There we go. But yeah, the noble Vikings always traveling with their Twix bars. The black metal of the gate is more reminiscent of a prison than a garden. Zeta Gundam or Hyakushiki. The Zeta Gundam, I love the way that it transforms into the Wave Rider. His little bending machine bread was also classic. Aha, yeah. It's incredible. Nothing like good old bleached flour. These waiters thought I wouldn't recognize them if they changed outfits. Yes, the bread one was great, and he was so smug too. Why doesn't he bake his own bread? It is so simple. Right now, yesterday I ate a pizza, and I did the entire dough. I just took organic blue corn flour. You toss it in there on the table. You add a bit of salt. I also added the turmeric, pepper, powdered garlic. What else? Cumin. You add water, you mix it up. Voila! Ready to put in the oven. I was making art and you didn't understand it. Yeah! You know that Barg is an artist. He was just expressing himself. Expressing his hunger for bread. Yeah, that bread, that's the science fiction YouTube, but that bread is a source of diabetes. Don't eat it. Get some organic flour. Something catches your eye. Shotgun shells. Awesome, yeah. I wish I could find more magnum bullets though. Ah! Come on. Line up. There we go. Pepper is heretical. It was not consumed by our Viking forebears, but by Indians, indeed. And unlike chocolate, right? Chocolate is pure Viking stuff. And Vikings would also bleach their bread and you would put like those things that they use in yoga mats. The rubber who knows what on bread. That is also very Viking. Ah, you can actually step into the wilderness here. Why is it so dark? Oh no. Someone's coming. What? Zombie. Okay. Another zombie. Oh, this one is a bit closer. There we go. Potatoes and tomatoes are also haram. For us pagans, yeah. That is not the pagan way. But yeah, the coffee thing. That would explain Bark's potential hair loss. I told Nero yesterday, Mr. A, that I am against coffee. When you do your research, in science fiction YouTube, this is not true. You realize that coffee is pretty much a science fiction pesticide. Oh, another zombie. I only have one bullet. Could switch to the. No, I'm going to get more bullets in the bullet box. It's nearby. But yeah, coffee has some very harmful effects related to digestion and the science fiction YouTube here in the chest. You know the organ that is very important for the human body in the chest. Also pretty bad for that. I've been drinking coffee 40 years. Now I have on my hair. Oh, so that's Bark's fault. Well, definitely my advice. You can drink whatever you like, Mr. A. But if you find yourself sometimes feeling less energy or anxious or with some chronic problems, try stop drinking coffee for about a month and see the effects. But if not, like I said, you're free to do whatever you like. I'm just handing out these things in case someone finds it useful. I also find it funny when Barg said that stop watching. This is for entertainment purposes, YouTube porn. Stop watching porn. And yet, when those guys did that meme video about him, that channel, it was called Woods of Trees. They did like a funny interview. They were interviewing Barg about the guy he stabbed, Hieronymus, and all of that. And so like they mocked Barg a lot. And Barg entered that video and came up with this series of slurs about getting penetrated in prison and yeah. Mr. A is also a nomadic seaman. He drinks fresh fish blood every morning. Have you ever seen that? Speaking about sea, I just remember. Have you ever seen that image, the fisherman's wife? It's an old painting in Japan, the fisherman's wife. It's a very interesting image. The rumor is that a lot of people, oh, this is borderline. In fictional Japan, let's call it, in fictional Nipponese, it's a science fiction land called fictional, fictional Nipponese. In fictional Nipponese, there is this rumor that a lot of people are very ugly and very dumb, very easy to control, very low testosterone in that fictional setting because they are hybrids. They are the spawn, the beginning of hentai, exactly. They are the spawn of beings, tentacle beings that came from the water, did things to the women, and you had human hybrids, and that's why some of them look really, really like borderline ugly, like really, really ugly, and they are very weird. If you compare them to the ancient inhabitants of that place, the let's call them the sci-fi Ainu in that science fiction setting. The sci-fi Ainu look very different physically. Look, just search Japanese Ainu. Take a look at their faces and how tall they are. And that's why sometimes in science fiction, they wear the samurai armor. And they cannot, that is the average science fiction Nipponese. They wear the samurai armor, and it looks like a kid wearing his dad's armor. But then you have an Ainu, someone of the Ainu blood, wearing the samurai armor, and it fits perfectly. They can feel the armor. They have that body size. I will explain in Indonesia and the Philippines. I believe so, Nero. There are many weird things in this life, and you start to connect the dots, and you start to think about those things. That Jaguar is in there with the helicopter key, and 3 free suits of armor. No wonder all these gates are locked. The gate is firmly locked. Part of a puzzle. Probably we need to go to the 3 corners, the wilderness area, and activate a switch. Most likely. This was locked. Okay. And if you take a look at the old Japanese flag, have you seen it? Let me see if I can find the video. The old Japanese flag, it paints a very different picture. It was not like that all the time. They want to make you think that it was always like that. In science fiction, we were all part of Tartaria, the Empire of Tartaria, but they modified everything in science fiction. Science fiction, they modified the history books. In school, they teach you so many things that are not like that. Here we go. Is it the Japanese flag? It's a video in Spanish, but here it is. Fuck. Just take a look at it. I'm going to place the link. Take a look at the old flags. Take a look at the flag of China and Japan. When we all used to be from the same empire. That's always something that I disliked from Barg, Divide and Conquer. Say, oh, if you're of a different color, if he's brown eyes, brown hair, if he's not pure, we were all part of the same fucking empire. Take a look at this. And thanks to idiots like Barg, they divide us. We were all part of the Tartarian Empire. Here's the evidence that those flags are from the 1800s, if I remember correctly. It's a book around 1800s or mid 1800s. Those are the original flags, just some of them. When we all used to be part of the Tartarian Empire. Japan, China, just look at it. Very different. People need to be aware of these things. We can only survive together. Japan was Argentina, apparently. That's because in Nero, Argentina was also part of the Tartarian Empire. In fact, in science fiction YouTube, in Argentina you had a lot of giants. The Patagonia, in the area of the Patagonia and all around it, there were in science fiction giants. The children of the gods built this world exactly mystery. So many mysteries to discover, and we are being kept in the dark. And the children of the gods were white. Well, you also have some images of black giants. Remember that not all blacks are the same. Just like not all whites are the same. That's also the other thing that Barg never understood. The pigmentation of the eyes and the skin is because of the sun. If you live in an area where there is a lot of sunlight, you want darker skin and darker eyes and darker hair to protect you from the excess of solar energy. If you, not necessarily Germanic, yes, no, not necessarily Germanic, of course. There could be various, how would you say, variations of the human species, right? Man, there are many black and white races. Exactly, exactly, completely agree. We are part of the same species, but many races. Many races from the same species. That's why we have two arms, two legs. We can reproduce between each other, but we are different in various ways. And Varg couldn't understand the difference between phenotypes. If you live in a very dark area where it's always cloudy, you need light hair, very blonde light hair, blue eyes to absorb the sunlight easier. People that live in very dark areas and they start to try to adapt their their hair and their eyes become a bit more clear. That's why you have some people with light brown eyes after a while. If we were to go into those places where it's always cloudy, there would be no doubt that my eyes would start to become a bit hazel, a bit lighter. And here in Mexico, it, I am shielded by the darkness of my hair from excess sunlight, but I still require very little sunlight because I have white skin. I just need to spend a little time outside, and it's very easy. Unlike someone with black skin or darker skin, they need to spend like at least an hour a day to be really, really healthy. An hour a day of sunlight does wonders for them. So it's all about that adaptation. There is nothing else. There is difference in structure, of course. That's why I say you're going to find a black person with raised cheekbones, with ears on the level of the nose, with a well-formed jawline. You're going to find other people with darker skin that have the ears near lower. The chin is going to be retracted. So you need to pay attention to all of those things. There are many nuances. In Bar's defense, I think he did acknowledge that about skin color and weather. But after he got destroyed by the internet, right? He was pushing his lies until everybody from everywhere attacked him. That's when he was like, and he basically said, "Well, I was wrong, but I was right." So yes, it's narcissism. What? Oh, I used the magnum. Fuck. It's absolute narcissism. Why won't you accept that there are many things that? And he said that the Neanderthals. In Neanderthals, there is evidence that the Neanderthals, were some of them were even quite monstrous. It's the Cro-Magnon. Fuck, the Cro-Magnon, the Cro-Magnon, and all of those poor kids without fathers that cling on to Barg's words, just like they did with Shonner. My neighbor doesn't have the opposable thumbs, but he's very good at dancing. But yeah, all of those people that didn't have good education from their parents, something catches your eye. Shotgun shells. They think that this actual scientific truth. Park made a video that every person with white skin and non-blue eyes and blonde hair mixed with blacks. Aha, what the fuck? And that's why when he got one of the things that helped destroy his channel was the thing about Aussie. You know, the caveman Otzi. Was that the correct pronunciation? Aussie or Otzi? The oldest caveman found in Europe. There was an entire video where this guy, I forget the name, he gave all of the scientific evidence, the information of genotypes, the genome. Park's wife went into that video. She pushed her agenda, and the guy completely destroyed her. To the point that she deleted her comment. But then someone took screen captures of that. It was like 2 or 3 people that took screen captures of Bark's wife's comment, and they started to send it to all of us and place it all over the internet. And that's when people became very disillusioned with Bark. That's when Bark fell from grace, from the YouTube masters. He was no longer being profitable as a divide and conquer tool. And now, where is he now? He's in Twitter, right? In X. And in Odyssey, I think. Places where you have very little exposure when compared to YouTube, because a lot of people avoid TikTok and TikTok, I mean Twitter. I never saw if Bark had a TikTok. Although some zombies surrounding me everywhere. Oh no! Oh fuck, two of them! There we go. Park is a kid. He stamps his feet if someone disagrees with him. Yes, I know, but to his credit, he was very, how you say, patient with me. We had these very long discussions. Do you think Bard consumed that? No, I don't think so. No, because he ages like shit. That substance, it usually allows you to age very well, supposedly, right? But he ages horribly. So if he did, he needs his money back. He needs to get his money, his let's call him the shacks. No. The shackles. I meant the shackles is because it's how you say, it's a science fiction situation you do. Magnum bullets. So like I said, it's only for the inner circle. Not all people are worthy of consuming that substance in their eyes, right? It was jail, man. They destroyed his youth. And you know what I always suspected? It was the twigs that made him age rapidly, the twigs. I always suspected, that's after I became very disillusioned what I saw about Varg, that the true reason why he killed the other guy was that Hieronymus found out some things about Varg. Because Varg, what did he do, Varg? Varg destroyed churches. Varg burned churches. And if you looked into what churches really are, they are not Catholic things, they are not Christian. In science fiction, churches are temples from the old world. They are temples from the old world that were later on taken by the Christian religion in science fiction. In science fiction, this is not true. And those guys love destroying old world structures. Always, oh, a temple got burned in a fire. You know, the building that is made completely out of stone in the US that looks like a Greek building from old Greece, and it suddenly got destroyed by a fire despite it being made out of stone. So, you know, like in the Lords of Chaos film, when Varg used explosives to destroy the church, really makes you think, why are you destroying European structures? At first I just thought, well, it was like a Christian thing, right? But then I looked deeper into things in science fiction and found out that those buildings were from Tartaria, old world Tartaria. And people want to, certain groups want to destroy those buildings because they hate those buildings. But there are some that they take for their own, like the White House. Take a look at the beautiful buildings, the banks, many hotels that have these huge doors that are not made for our size. With fireplaces, have you seen the mansion in science fiction? Prince Charles's mansion. State churches. There could be any, we don't know if they have made them from stones or from wood. They were not Christian. They were not Christian in science fiction. Were you around the metal scene around 93 when this shit happened? I was. Bark thought he was a rock star back then. He was a total pretentious asshole. He ruined the scene for all of us. I can imagine. I never got into those metal situations until much later on. And nothing like too deep, right? Just interacting with people that were of various circles. Oh, what? Somebody... What the fuck? Ah! I had a zombie on my back. Let me take a medkit. There we go. Zombie was scratching my back with his axe. But yeah, I can imagine how it was all very chaotic. But like I said, those groups are always destroying those old buildings. Shotgun. So it always felt very suspicious that he started to... What? There we go! Zombie attack from the shadows. That he was doing those things. I was making black metal in 1993, so this shit was very important to me. I see. Yeah, I cannot totally understand how it will give the genre, the style, a bad reputation. So that's my guess. I'm guessing that Hieronymus found out some things about Barg, and Barg was like, "This guy needs to go. Unless if he talks, I'm done for. I'd rather be in prison than getting exposed for what I did, for what I who I was working for." That's my guess. I'm always like very suspicious about those things. Black metal was about nature, beauty, being independent of the media matrix. Yes, but I only didn't like is that they used like a lot of Satanism because Satan is God. The science fiction YouTube, if you take a look at the Bible, you analyze it because I have analyzed several Bibles, the King James Version and other versions. If God is all powerful, why did he need 6 days to create the world, supposedly? An all powerful being creates it in an instant and doesn't need a day of rest. He needed 6 days to invade. Exactly. If God is good, why did he torture Hub to prove that Hub was faithful to him? And why did he murder Hub's entire family? If you are a good God, you don't do that. If you are an omniscient God that knows about everything, you already know who is loyal to you and who is not. Hieronymus found Barks Hisaku, the alleged PHI's collection. Maybe, right? Another theory. But, and if God is all powerful, why does he need an army of angels and demons and floods to kill people? An all powerful being does it in an instant with a thought. Then you start to realize that God is Satan, is Beelzebub, is Baal, or rather was, because for those of you that are in the know, God died somewhat recently. God died somewhat recently. Nietzsche was a prophet when he said that God was dead. Well, he wasn't dead back then. Not back then, at least. There we go. Never worship anything. Don't worship things. We are all aware. We are all, how you say, things with intelligence. Don't worship someone else. He probably wrote scripts for Kisaku. Or maybe, just maybe, Hieronymus found out that Barg actually liked his cornflakes soft. Apollo just does things because he is a god. Maybe that's the real reason. Hieronymus found out that Barg actually likes his cornflakes soft instead of crispy. Barg was like, no! You must not speak about that. Your life ends tonight. Even if I get put into jail. Because the crime itself was very moronic, right? He just like rushed there in the middle of the night and did the thing without planning anything. Maybe that's why he smiled during the court proceedings. You know, the infamous Bark smile when he looks at the camera and smiles because he was like, well, at least I got into jail, but I protected the identity of the ones that were telling me what to do. That were giving me orders. There's also that thing that his father worked for Saddam. This is actual true, actual fact. YouTube, don't censor me for this. Ark's father used to work for Saddam Hussein, all the way in the east. It really makes you wonder. Now we need to save the game. Get some ammo and save the game because I accomplished a bunch of things. Save the game, save the game. He said he had a gay who screwed him up. Maybe. You know, in those circles there are a lot of people with those, how you say, those tendencies, right? Those preferences, let's call it like that. Maybe they screwed him over, they gave him a terrible lawyer. Just like it happened with this guy, what was his name? Charles Manson. Charles Manson, he didn't kill on a whim. There was a reason why he ended that woman's life in science fiction. And he got put into jail despite that. So sometimes they decide that some individuals are not the trouble keeping out there, out of the cage. Saving the game. There we go. Have saved the game. Yes, I know that he had a Jewish, and here we love those people. YouTube, here we love those people. We love them. Don't censor the video. I hope at least in his own private thoughts, he acknowledges he was wrong. Who knows? Who can go deep into a man's mind, right? Well, thank you, Mr. A. Thank you for watching this. It's a pleasure to have you here for the first time. And thank you, Nero. And thank you to everyone else. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. And remember, level up in game and level up in life. In about 10-15 minutes, I'm going to be streaming Neon White. If you like parkour and the afterlife, you're going to like that one. First-person shooter. Once again, thank you all, and see you all later.